All right, people are rolling in now. Good stuff. We'll get them, everybody settled. Hey everybody, it's Charlie. It's 3 hours into the hunt here. Hope everybody's doing okay. The list is it's a good one. It's a good one this year. Misha has outdone himself. We've got a really special, fun time tonight. Get your baking goods out. Get your pastry supplies out. We are going to have some fun with Mr. Jake Abel. Just a couple of things real quick to check in. We just had our Winchester Mystery House escape with West and Misha Collins. Hopefully you were able to rescue them out of the Winchester Mystery House. If you missed it, we've updated the link in the list so that you can go watch it again. At the end of the video, you will see your deliverable. So go and check that out. It's a puzzle. You got to solve it to help them out. I'm not going to talk too much because a lot's going on. Just remember to keep your mask on. This is the way, so we're all clear. And yeah, let's get it started, right? I mean, I don't need to be talking. Jake, how are you, buddy? Let's do this.
Yeah. Oh, that feels good, Charlie. That's the right mood right here. Yeah. Welcome to Jake and Bake. Jake couldn't be here, but Dread Pirate Roberts is at your service. Thank you for joining us today. Guys, I got something special. If you've seen Jake and Bake before, you may have seen me make Pop-Tarts, but we're doing something special today because I have an officially licensed GISH coffin Pop-Tart cutout. That's right. We're going to use this today to make coffin-shaped Pop-Tarts. And in those Pop-Tarts, we are going to have some strawberry jam that we're going to color even more red to make it look like blood. I've also made some chocolate spiders because I'm here to overachieve. And we're going to pipe some cobwebs on our coffin Pop-Tarts. Let's get started, shall we? I got my wine. I hope you got your wine. I got my dough. I hope you got your dough. This is store-bought pre-made dough because I couldn't be bothered to make any more dough this week. This is perfectly fine. You just want to take this out of the fridge. I got chocolate on my fingers. You want to take this out of the fridge and let it come to room temperature. I think on the box it says like 40 minutes. I've done like 30. It's cracking a little bit, but I think we're going to be fine. We've got some flour on it so it doesn't sit too bad. And we're just going to roll it out. I got this really great mat here that tells me some sizes that I have around the edge here. And I'm going to go for about 11. I'm going to try to make it as nice of a circle as I can so I can try to squeeze as many coffins out of here as possible. All right, so we got some cracks. I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to take our officially licensed GISH coffin cutout, and we're going to start making these cutouts. Now, you can use a knife, you can use a pizza roller. I happen to have this little pasta cutter. It's got two sides on it. I'm going to use a little straight side. Because it's smaller than a pizza cutter, I think it's going to help me make these shapes a little easier. So I'm just going to trace, I'm not going to take too much time to make it perfect. That's okay. So we do this, and in theory, we have got, oh gosh, it's breaking up on me. We've got one broken coffin pastry dough here. I don't know why this dough wants to break so much. All right, I'm gonna try to squeeze as many out of this as possible by being really clever with my shaping here. All right, so I'm gonna do 3 Pop-Tarts, which means you have to do 6 cutouts. So 3 bottoms and 3 tops. Sounds like a party in Palm Springs, if you know what I mean. All right, we got another bottom of a coffin. Oh yeah, our oven's at 425 right now. So it's hot in my head, mostly because of the mask and the headband. All right, so I need one more bottom here. Get this going. If we want to have someone come in and ask a question, why not? Now's a good time while I'm cutting out some stuff. Charlie, if anyone's got a
raise your
question.
hand if you'd like to come in and ask questions to the Dread Pirate Rob.
Oh man, these are just breaking up like crazy. They're going to be rustic coffins. Wine break. Mm-hmm. No questions? No one's got a question? That's fine. I can keep cutting.
We're bringing people in now.
Alrighty. Ghostbusters.
You have visitors, Jake.
Visitors? Who's here?
Asia's here.
Hey, Asia.
Hi.
How you doing?
I am also drinking wine.
Hey, all right. Wine buddies.
Wait a minute, I have that.
Wine buddies.
I'm waiting for my GISH inspiration.
Yeah, what do you think you're gonna do? You don't know yet?
I am making something that is not normally sexy into something is sexy, and I've got a fantastic idea.
All right. Keeping it close to the
But
chest.
I do have a question about your pastries.
Lay it on me, sister.
Every time I try to, huh?
Lay it on me.
Anytime I've tried to make any kind of a turnover, like you're making the Pop-Tarts right now.
Yeah.
I swear to God, maybe it's just I'm overfilling them or I'm not using the proper technique to seal them, but they just end up all the filling outside of the turnover.
Yes. Yes.
What would you suggest?
That is a problem. We are going to cover that today, because usually there's a couple factors. I mean, even when I try to be super careful, I still get like spill out. Like it just kind of happens. But the trick is to not put your filling too close to the edge. You need to put it like right in the center, and you need to leave like at least a half an inch around the sides so it can expand. And it's just accounting for I'm using jam today. I'm using cornstarch to thicken it, but it's still going to spread a little. So we're going to put it in the center. We're also going to do an egg wash around the edge. So when we put the top on it and we crimp it with a fork, it's just going to help seal that in. It's not going to seal it all in, but it does a pretty good job. That way your insides don't become your outsides.
They'll make a pretty gruesome coffin.
In theory, yes, exactly. Yeah.
Well, thank
That's
you.
what we're gonna try. Yeah, no problem. Just got my last one here. I'm glad I had an answer to that question because I'm by no means a trained baker. Is someone else in here with me?
Yeah, I had
all
a
the
question.
time.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. I have bad vision, so.
What's your question there?
So, what made you choose Dread Pirate Roberts? When I was on your Instagram story, and that's what I voted for, and I was kind of hoping that you would go for it.
Well, because it won out of both Twitter and Instagram. It won by a landslide, which I'm kind of happy about because it would have been very difficult to cook in my banana or my pickle costume. So I'm actually really happy. I was kind of looking forward to Forrest Gump because I have the Bubba Gump hat, I have the gingham shirt, I have the ping pong paddle with General Mao's face on it, the khakis, but I think actually Dread Pirate Roberts has been one of my favorite costumes. I wore it to Halloween like 3 or 4 years ago. And so I was happy to pull it out of our little costume prop box that we have. You may notice that I'm doing another one here just because these cracked and got really thin, and I'm not digging that. I think I may have rolled it out a little too thin. So it's good to have backup plans. Normally, my backup plan is order a pizza, but today we came prepared.
Compared to what was it, a Tuesday or Wednesday when Misha, we could not get him on the Zoom?
Yeah, so Misha called me. So I go live, like when I say Jake and Bake is going live, I go live. Like I watch the clock. And if I say it's 5 o'clock at 4:59, I'm like ready on the button. Like I want to be prompt. And so that show is going to start at 5 Pacific. Misha, my phone starts ringing. It's Misha, and the time is like 5:56. And I'm like, what's going on? I thought it was bad news. And he was just calling me like, hey, okay, what do we got to do? And so I hurry up and give him all the facts. I was like, Misha, man, the clock turned 5. And I was like, I got to go, man. And then we got him. We got it. We made it work. But, Jake and Bake, if it's prompt, if not anything else. If nothing else goes to plan. But yeah, I'm so thankful he came and stopped by. And it was funny because I had asked him first to come on my show, and then I've been wanting to do it with him for a while, and a lot of fans had been asking me to bring him on, and so I reached out to him, and luckily he said yes. And then a couple days later, he was like, "Hey, by the way, this is not quid pro quo, but do you want to come do GISH with me?" And I said, "This is of course quid pro quo, and I do owe it to you, so yes, I will come." But no, that's not how it happened. I was happy to do it. I'm so happy to be here. I love making Pop-Tarts. So yeah.
I have a Pop-Tart related question.
Okay.
Are you using just straight jam in that, or did you mix it with something?
We are about to mix it with something right now, actually. Normally I would save this, but I can't be bothered. Look at this aside. Okay. So yes. Right here, this is a half a cup of, this is, I think, strawberry or raspberry. Any jam will do. I went with something that was red because I'm also going to add some red food coloring to make it look even bloodier. But what we want to mix it with is 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, because cornstarch acts as a thickening agent. You put it in gravies, you put it in stuff like this. It just helps thicken it up a little bit so it doesn't stay too watery, like I said earlier, and run off or make your pastry soggy. So yeah, we're just gonna put this in here. And the reason I wanted to add food coloring to this as well is because the cornstarch will take away some of the redness in it because it's white. So it will make the jam look a little lighter than it would on its own. So that's why, to keep up with the bloody festivities, I'm just gonna add a few drops of red food coloring. I would use gel, but I didn't have a red and a gel. This is I guess the liquid food coloring, but I think it'll be okay in the jam. Sometimes if you're using food coloring on doughs or anything, you want to use gel, but it should be okay because this is a jam. So we got the cornstarch in here. We got some food coloring, and we've made it a little more red.
I had a
So
question.
here's what we're discussing. First of all, I need some blood.
I had a question just about the pastry dough that you're using. What kind of?
This, like I said, this is a store-bought, and
Is it just like a pie pastry?
yeah, I don't know where my box went. Let me see if I still. Oh, here you go. The one I'm using here is just Simple Truth Organic, right? But Pillsbury makes them. For the Pop-Tarts, the reason I use this is because I want people to be able to feel that they can do this at home. When I did this on the other Jake and Bake, I had my best friend Kyle come on with his 2 kids, and his kids made it with him. So that's why I like to use the store-bought, because I feel like it's just easier for people to do as a family. Then we don't have to worry about making a dough and having it sit and all that stuff. So yeah, just a store-bought dough and let it come down to room temperature. All right.
Can I ask a question?
Give me 1 second. Let me add this in right here. So we have our cornstarch jam, and this is where it gets important. We want it to be in the center, not too close to the edge. All right. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do while you ask me your question. You're very bloody tonight as well. You look amazing.
So would this work the same way with an friendly dough? I use nut-free, egg-free, gluten-free dough in my household. Could I do the same thing?
Does it cook like a pastry dough?
Pretty similar, yeah.
I mean, I've never used it, but honestly, I can't imagine that it would be any different. Oh my God, there's something behind you.
Hey, we are full GISH mode over here. But yes, I do truly cook allergy friendly in my house.
But you know what? I would what's the harm in trying? You know what I mean? Like, I totally think that would work. I think that's a great idea. Something I've never tried before. All right, so I don't know. I'll come show this to you guys. I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm trying my best not to get close to the edge. It is misshapen because it's a coffin, so it's a little thinner at the bottom. But you ladies know what that's like. The joke made sense in my head. It was a penis joke. Okay. My wife's just outside of the room, so she's my live audience. I get to banter with as well. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna try to do this without spilling it all over the place. Besides that one, ignore this one. This one doesn't exist. But these, I try to leave some room around the edge. Now here is a step I always forget, but not today, baby. I'm remembering today. I've got egg wash here, and this is 1 egg, and I think like a tablespoon of, I think I put almond milk in it, but you can do water, 2 tablespoons of water. This is just gonna help seal the edges. So we're gonna go around. You can see it's like real paint. I'm trying to get a lot of it off, so there's not a lot of excess, and I'm just trying to go around. My dog sheds, and so we don't have an A grading here in the Jake and Bake kitchen, unfortunately. That's Luke's dog here. But I'm just going around the edge without touching the jam, and this is going to act as a seal in theory. I do want to get some of the jam away from the edge. This is how much I care about you guys. I normally would never do this, but I'm going to scoop some jam away from the edge. Because it's GISH week, baby. It's GISH weekend. All right. We got egg around the edge. Now we're just going to match up all of our tops to the bottoms as best as we can. And here's another trick, too. This is kind of like a pasta trick where you want to push down with your pinkies. Well, see, it's already coming out. But if you can kind of push down around that pocket of, let me get this big strawberry out of here. It also helps if you can push down around the jam to help make a little pocket. Oh, geez, where did that come from? The whole top of the coffin just fell off. That's just gonna go right on top, and we're gonna cover that with icing later, and ain't nobody gonna know the difference. All right, one more going right on here, squeezing around that little pocket of jelly, and now we get a fork, and we're gonna crimp the edges. So I'm just gonna push down so the 2 edges connect. You don't want to push all the way down to the baking sheet. You want to do it pretty lightly, but just make sure the 2 layers come together. You'll notice that like in your packaged Pop-Tarts, even though they're packaged and machine made, they still have this crimp. It's just how you bring 2 pieces of pastry together. So just bear with me. If anyone has a question, I can answer and crimp at the same time because smart.
I have a question.
Okay.
So if I were to supposedly join in on making desserts tonight. By the way, love your costume.
By the way, I like your glasses.
Thank you. Anyways, so supposedly if I were to join in on making, food here tonight.
Sure, for sure.
Could I potentially make a Halloween themed appetizer instead of dessert? Because those are the ingredients I have on hand.
That's a moderator question. I'm just a lowly baking guy.
Yes, you know what? That's a good point, actually. Hold on just one second here. So,
Okay.
hey everybody, I had a rough time while I was off camera here.
I can see.
Yeah, hello. So we're going to be, I actually wanted to show you guys what the GISH item here will be that's been written as Jake Bakes here, producer, actor extraordinaire, baker, Jake Abel. Let me just pull that up real quick. So if for all the Gishers watching out there, we are doing, here we are, image, coffin Pop-Tarts are terrifying enough, but what's inside? Create the most terrifying pastry the world has ever seen. And of course, it should be a filled pastry that oozes, quote, blood. I used quote blood for anyone wondering, quote blood. So that is your GISH item. We will be updating the list with that. It's good to have dogs in the kitchen, I think.
I told you we don't have, it's like Ratatouille in here. We do not have an A grade from.
Yeah. It's event management and producing also works with having a dog too.
Here's a very important step. Am I back on?
Yep, you're up.
Okay. So as you can see, like this one here, it's like it doesn't quite match up for some reason. I didn't do great placing it down or cutting it. So I'm just going to use my little cutter here, and I'm just going to go ahead and clean off that excess edge and just get rid of it now. You can do it later, but it's easier while it's still soft. Just to get rid of it now, just try to make it as clean of an edge as you can. And ultimately, if it gets super ugly, you just cover it with icing and frosting and, call it a day. All right, so cut off the excess. Two very important steps that I also often forget is I want to do another egg wash over the top. You want to do this with like any pies or anything. This is what helps get it golden brown, which is very, very important when making pastries, is to have your dough be nice and burnished and golden. So this is step one that's super duper important. If it doesn't, if you forget, like I forgot earlier, it's still fine. But this is the step you don't want to forget. You want to get a toothpick or a fork. I'm using toothpicks because I want to be on brand tonight and I want to make vampire bites in the top. Basically what I'm doing is making little ventilation holes in the top of this. So you want to be able to, you want steam to release, otherwise it's going to puff it up too much and it's going to destroy it. So I'm just going to do like vampire bites all around here. But like I said, normally you would use a fork. So because of that, I'm going to make a few more bites than usual, just because these holes are going to be a little bit smaller than the tines of a fork. But you can use your imagination and make it look like the vampire was trying to bite his way out of his death coffin. That's what I like to do, just for my own my own brain fun. Anybody else got a question?
Jake, we're getting tight on time now. Just want to make sure that everybody gets what they need, and then if you want to shoot over that recipe too, we can include that in the GISH list there. And I see you're putting them in there.
This. I'm showing it for 7 minutes. Here we go. Speed round.
Speed round.
Look at this. Oh my gosh! Holy snikes! We made Pop-Tarts that look like coffins. We even got cobwebs. I'm gonna do that for you real quick right now. I made some icing, right? I put a layer of like gray icing and I popped it back in the fridge because you want to let these cool down before you ice them. If it's too hot, it's just gonna melt the icing. So cool them when they come out of the oven. If you want to do a layer of frosting, do that. Put it back in the fridge. And then I was gonna make some buttercream frosting for you, but I already have some in here, and I'm just gonna make a cobweb from the corner. I do straight out, like 3 or 4 little webs. One of those webs is gonna dangle down. I'm gonna put a big dot there. You'll see why in a minute. And then you just kind of do these under swoops to make webs. Oh man, I'm going for a world record here. I'll tell you why. While you do so, all right, here we go. I made little webs and put an extra bit of dot there because I made myself some chocolate spiders so he can dangle from his web.
Wow.
There you go.
Jake, amazing.
That's the Pop-Tart.
I would eat that right now. I don't know about everybody else.
I just did.
You
That's
just
so
did.
good.
And now I'm jealous of you. Jake, thank you for coming on. This is amazing. Do you want to, we're going to just put up your links here. Do you want to just tell people where they can watch your show?
Yeah. At Mr. Jake Abel on Instagram. I haven't done it in a while. It's been a quarantine show, but it's been fun to bring it back. So if I do it again, just go to at Mr. Jake Abel. I usually let people know on both, but go ahead and follow both, and I'll keep making stuff for you. Thanks for coming.
Love it. Thanks, everybody. Good night, Jake. Good night, Berto. For tomorrow, more GISH. Good luck. You're going to need it.